Welcome back. This is the Man United stream. Yes, we've got lots of news and reports on Manchester United transfer targets and possible takeover, but it's very hard to work out which channel, newspaper or Twitter account is speaking facts or just spilling out fake news. That's why you need to stick around and hear what we have to say on the Man United stream, because we only deal with facts. Yes, no fiction here, people. We are going to give you the latest news on Manchester United and what's going on. Nothing where any fake news is involved and where you're having to guess whether it's true, whether you should tell your friends about this or whether you keep it a secret until it's actually confirmed. Let's get going. Obviously, there are loads of channels out there which do a lot of clickbaiting and get you clicking on there just to give you some fake Manchester United news. But, you know, I ain't dealing with that kind of stuff. We are going to give you just the facts on what is actually being confirmed by our sources out there. So the first thing is first, De Jong seems to be back on the scene. Yes, De Jong, Frankie De Jong is back on the scene, and we're hearing again that Manchester United are interested in signing him. I know what you're thinking. Everyone listening to this is probably thinking, oh my god, not again, not this whole Frankie de Jong saga once again. Look, we all know he doesn't want to actually come to Manchester United. He doesn't want to be here. He's in love with the thought of being a Barcelona player, that nostalgia. The greats have played for Barcelona. The Dutch greats like Gullit and Rijkaard, they've played for Barcelona, and so does Frankie de Jong. He wants to be there and he wants to follow in the footsteps of Cruyff and these huge iconic players in the history of football, and de Jong wants to be one of those. Unfortunately, Xavi and the rest of the Barcelona crew don't see de Jong as an important and iconic player for Barcelona. He looks like he's not going to be doing too well there if he stays there. But Frankie de Jong seems to think that he's welcome there and he's loved at Barcelona, and they can't wait to see the back of him. They want to get rid of him. But look, you can't tell someone how to suck eggs. You can't tell him that he's hated when he's not seeing it, and he's not seeing that they're not wanting him there. It's impossible for Ten Hag, for Man United or anybody else to go to him and say to him, look mate, you're not loved and you're not wanted here. You might as well go to somewhere where they actually want you and they will love you and you'll be held as a legend of the club. If he came to Man United, I am sure all us Man United fans would show him some serious love. But he clearly does not see that. He's a very good player. Let's not get this wrong. He is a top player, and I think he will be really good if he comes to Man United. He would form a great partnership in the middle of the park with Casemiro. He would be a really good player for the Premier League, because his style of play is very similar to what the Premier League CDMs are like. They like that kind of play. He would be absolutely brilliant for Manchester United, no doubt about it. I've doubts about many transfers, but Frankie de Jong, absolutely not. I think he's one of those players who would suit the Premier League, and his style of play would suit the whole Man United team, would gel around him. Brilliant. Anyway, another thing, actually, the new kit is launched today. Man United, I don't know whether you've seen it. I do love the new kit, actually. I like the simple, sleek design of it. I think it's really clean. I think it'd be really nice, but there's a big elephant in the room, which is I ain't going to buy it. I'm not buying it. I've refused to buy the kit. I've not bought the kit for the last couple of seasons now, all because of the Glazers. I just get this feeling of sickening feeling of thought of buying the kit now. I wanted to buy once the new owners came in, but I mean, right now, I feel like my club's being held hostage by the Glazers, and doing anything for the club ends up helping the Glazers. So if I go and buy the kit now, it just feels like I'm helping those people who have been holding Manchester United hostage. So I'm really wanting them to kind of leave, and then I can go and buy the new kit and support Man United like I've always done. Moving on to transfers, moving on from actually De Jong transfer, and going back from De Jong now, there's also talk of Declan Rice. Yes, this race for him is hotting up. This is getting to be an interesting saga in itself, because we've got Frankie De Jong, who is obviously rumoured to be available, but if not Frankie De Jong, could they go for Declan Rice? Now, Declan Rice is being touted by both Man City and Arsenal. Arsenal thought they'd got the deal done and they thought they would be home and dry with Declan Rice, but with Arsenal, they're a bit similar to Man United at the moment. They can't really get these deals over the line quick enough, and they let other clubs come in and start negotiating with the players, and that's exactly what's happened with Declan Rice. Declan Rice reportedly was going to sign for Arsenal, and it was a done deal, and then boom, suddenly Man City are on the scene. They rock up and they've made an offer for £90 million, which has been rejected by West Ham, which is pretty crazy if you ask me, because 90 million for Declan Rice, is it because he's an English player? I don't get it. I mean, he's good. He's a good player, but is he worth 90 million? I mean, look, the prices for players have gone up, so maybe he is. Maybe he's worth about 100 mil and nothing more. But what have we heard from Manchester United? Manchester United have actually come out, and my sources are telling me that they are considering making a bid, but at this stage, they are holding off from making the bid, which is really strange. If they want Declan Rice, why are they not making a bid? I suspect Ten Hag and the people behind in Manchester United are not interested in actually signing Declan Rice. It's not their first choice player, and therefore they're looking for someone like Mason Mount, someone who's more attacking minded. They've got Casemiro, and they feel like Casemiro is going to be their holding midfield player, and they'll need more attack minded centre mid players. So that's why Mason Mount is being touted and someone that they want to go for. If not Mason Mount, there is Caicedo, like we discussed in yesterday's episode. Caicedo would be a really good, I think, a top player. I think he's better than Declan Rice. That might be, quite controversial. Many of you might be listening to it thinking, what is he talking about? Why is he better than Declan Rice? I just think that he's faster than Declan Rice. He gets around the pitch a lot more. He's got a lot more stamina. I think Moises Caicedo would be a better player and a better fit for Man United than Declan Rice. But look, this is it. It's all about opinions, all about what people see, what fans see in players. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think, Declan Rice or Moises Caicedo? I believe if Man United are interested in Declan Rice, they need to move fast and they need to move quickly, because this is not going to hang around. Clearly Man City are after the player, and they're going to trying to lock this one down and get it done quickly as possible. And Man City normally do not waste time. They get the things done as quick as possible without delaying, without the player getting his head turned by other clubs. Declan Rice may come to Man United, but I think if you're a player right now, English player, he'd probably be thinking, right, okay, I'm going to be guaranteed trophies at Man City, so why not go there? I think he is going to opt for Man City if he's given the choice. Then it's self-preservation for Man United. Do you enter a race that you're going to lose anyway? Why would you do that? I personally think they should stay away from this one, stay away from Declan Rice, and go for someone else. I mean, if they're going to pay 100 million plus for Declan Rice, I think then they should just go and pay that for De Jong. I think he's a much more accomplished player than Declan Rice. Let me know your thoughts below. Okay, Manchester United are also in this whole takeover rumour mill that's going round today. There's been rumours that the Rain Group are going to come out today and make an announcement. I am not holding my breath. Like I said last week, there's rumours coming out that the Rain Group were going to make an announcement. They are very close to making some kind of decision on the takeover. That is absolutely clear, that they cannot persist with just remaining silent. I think there's lots of other groups out there, interested groups, that are waiting for this to take place, this final decision. Of course, they want to sell at a high. They want to make sure that the share price doesn't drop. So there's lots of other factors playing into this takeover. It's just not simple as we're going to make an announcement and it's going to be all easy and it's going to move on. One thing, what is really interested in the Rain Group. So the Rain Group are the ones in charge dealing with the wholesale process. They are the ones representing the Glazers and the banks for the Glazers. So they're the main group that's covering the entire sale process. They're the ones who are negotiating and communicating with the bidders, Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Sheikh Yassim. So they're the ones who have got direct contact with the bidders. Now, if you go back sometime last year, the Rain Group are the same group that dealt with the Chelsea takeover. However, in that case, there was strict guidelines in the Chelsea takeover because they were given a timeline, a deadline by which they had to get the sale done. I think they got the sale done in a total of 2 months. I think it was 2 months or 40 days. I can't remember now, but it was very quick from the moment that the club announced that they were selling and the bidders started coming in to when the Rain Group selected the final winner of the bid winner, which was Ted Bowley and his group, and they won the rights to proceed and go further and end up confirming and finalising everything to buy Chelsea. So they said that normally such a process would take 6 months to complete a sale of such a club. Now, I'm likening that to Manchester United. I'm thinking, okay, so Manchester United would take 6 months for them to complete the process of getting the bids, going through the all due diligence and dealing with everything. Now we're over 6 months, so we're getting to that point where they need to announce this and they need to finalise everything. So I think the Rain Group are going to be looking to finalise something, and yes, it is a matter of time. We're going to get some serious indication of what is going on, whether they are going to sell or whether they're going to stick with Man United and who they're going to sell to. Sheikh Yassim does look like he's the more favourite option, and this again comes back to the Rain Group. When Rain Group were dealing with the sale of Chelsea, they went through the different bids and they selected the cleanest bid that was made, the simplest bid that was made, the one with less complexities, less things to get over, and that was the Bowley offer and bid. It was a bid that had no complexities. It was a full sale, full purchase of Chelsea without making any complications and without making any demands. It was a simple, clean buy out of the club from Roman Abramovich. Now, that is a good indicator of what the Rain Group are looking at right now with the two bidders of Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Sheikh Yassim. One you've got a bid with lots of complexities, with lots of deferred payments and possible ifs and buts going forward with Sir Jim Ratcliffe. And on the other hand, you've got a clean cash purchase of the club by Sheikh Yassim. And this is what makes me confident now that I believe that the Rain Group are looking favourably towards Sheikh Yassim, because they're in favour of getting this whole purchase done and making it a clean break for the Glazers. I'm really hoping that is the case. Let's wait and see what they announced today. The actual protest took place outside Old Trafford. I'm hearing that they actually managed to close the mega store down, which is a store within Old Trafford, which obviously sells all the Manchester United merchandise, shirts, scarves, or whatever it is, and they've managed to close that down, which is a pretty good move, because again, everything that we're doing right now is funding the Glazers. Everything, even the share price going up, helps the Glazers. Everything right now is helping the Glazers. We don't want to make their life comfortable. We want to make their life difficult, and we want them to be rid of the club, and we want to be rid of them. They have not been in any way helpful for the club. If they cared about the club, like I said yesterday, they would have got this dealt with and had everything dealt with before the transfer window opened. But they clearly don't care where the club is headed. They don't care whether Manchester United bring in some decent players or have a decent run going forward. All they care about is what the figures are talking about in their bank account and what the share price is and what they're looking at to get out of Manchester United for this year and going forward. Anyone else would be laughing to the bank with the amount of profit they're going to make on the sale of Manchester United. But the Glazers, we all know, are not anyone else. They are all about money, and they will make sure that they get the best result for themselves and only for themselves. Anyway, guys, please subscribe, smash that like button, and I'll catch you later. Goodbye.